And then there's a stare at the window. And that's how it tends to get if you're working, especially in the office, and it gets around that 11 o'clock time when whatever boost you had from the morning has eased down, or around that kind of 3 o'clock time where whatever after lunch coffee or tea you've had is kind of eased away. But before we get any further into this, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Roland. I'm the Bajan Niger Londoner. I also have a Guyanese bent to my personality, as I'm married to one. That's where the flags come from. And what I seek to do is have a place where you can come, relax, take it easy, forget about the anxieties of life. I try to make content that I can watch with the whole family, including my little boys. So it's a very family friendly kind of situation we've got going on here. And so if you're new here, thank you for coming. Hope you like what you hear and see, and don't forget to like and subscribe and hit notification, because it's something I always forget. By now though, I should have the hang of making sure I have text reminding you every now and again. And for those of you who are coming back again, thank you very much. You honor me with your presence, and I hope you enjoy again my particular brand of content this evening. So I'm doing this one on a Thursday evening. It's been one of those weeks, so although I've got myself down to a 2 coffee habit, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, sometimes those eyes start to get heavy. Now if I was driving home, I would probably have another one for the road. But the problem with me is that caffeine really works on my system, so I can have one at like 5 o'clock in the evening, and come 11 o'clock I'm still wide awake, and it can affect my sleep. So I try to, once I've had that one at 3 o'clock, try to limit that, unless I'm out at after work drinks. We're gonna get to that later. But one of the other things is, if you do like caffeine and you don't always want to have a coffee, sometimes you want a Coke. I'm not a big Coke fan, funnily enough, unless I'm mixing with it. But every now and again you just want something cold, just something refreshing, just to keep you going. I did once ask a friend of mine what he used to keep him going, because he doesn't drink coffee, and he said, a bit of cocaine goes a long way. And you just think, okay. Anyways, so I started trying out Cokes and Pepsis, and I found the older I've gotten, I do recognize the sugar in those drinks. It stays in my tongue a lot longer, and then you drink more water, and that could be a good thing. Encourages me to drink water. Okay, health people, relax. I know it's not the ideal situation, but because of the sugar content, and especially my coffee, I've started using sweeteners. In fact, I've got it down to some of the times I just have it as it comes, as people say. But I am having more of an appreciation for the taste of the actual beans that I'm drinking. So of course in the office setting, they tend to go for the most, I don't want to say the cheapest nonsense they can have, so I'll say the most economical. That thing sometimes is harsh and rubbish, but I wouldn't mention any brands, don't want to upset anyone, plus they might sponsor me one day. But that led me to be looking for Coke alternatives. So when I got this guy, which is the Coke Zero, don't know if you can see that, and this guy, which is the Diet Coke. Now I actually thought maybe the diet just means it has less of everything, but it does say no sugar and no calories. So then I thought, so then what about the zero? Zero sugar means zero sugar, although scientists might point out that actually 0.xxxxx plus or minus ... I say scientists, but really we call ourselves nerds in it. So I thought, okay, maybe it has zero sugar but some calories, but it says right there at the bottom, no calories. So what's the difference? Because I think maybe they taste different, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a taste test. But just some background, the Diet Coke says it has sparkling low calorie soft drink with vegetable extracts with sweeteners. The Coke Zero says sparkling low calorie soft drink with plant extras. with sweeteners. So I can only imagine that with the Coke Zero, you get the whole plant. So presumably you get more in your system than if you're only getting vegetables with this one. Or maybe they pull out all the carrots and stuff, and let's not get into whether carrots is a fruit or vegetable. And give you all the leaves in one, and the other. And it has all the stuff that you don't like in both of them. I think they both have aspartame and all that kind of stuff. Your E numbers, but let's calm down. I drink caffeine, I drink Coke, and now we're gonna taste these two. It's not your usual kind of comparison videos, although I do like those very much. As I said in my motivation for doing this, my statement of intent, if you haven't seen that video, it's the first one I did, go check it out. In fact, check out all the videos, they're nice and numbered for your convenience. But one of the kind of videos I like are when they compare products. Usually I like when they compare what should be your cheap brand versus your high end. In the UK we have Aldi's and Lidl's and these brands that have their own stuff, and you compare. Sometimes you can tell they're made in the same factory, and because they're cheaper, you expect them to taste like they're cheaper, but sometimes it tastes even better. Lots of times even. Anyways, might do one of those later on, see if I get a sponsor out of those guys, isn't it? But for now, we'll see what Coke Zero offers. It's not a blind taste test, obviously. It tastes bad. It's just it's Coke without the annoying sugary residue along the sides of your tongue, but there is some kind of residue. I'm not annoyed. I'm just looking for something that I can switch down and tell myself I'm having my fluids. Oh, all right. Gotta cleanse the palate, as they say. No spit bucket. Not yet. We will do wine comparison one day, because I remember the one of my favorite YouTubers who does comparisons. I need to start finding out, maybe sending messages to these folks as to whether I can mention them, because there's a lot of them. A lot of people I like. I'm sure a lot of people you like, and you see me comment on their videos. But it's a fine line when you want to comment on people's videos because you say, I like them, you might like them, go check them out, or I like this thing that they do and inspired some of what I do. But you don't want to feel like you don't want them to feel like you're trying to ride on their coattails, or like you're looking for a mention or something. So tricky. I shall do that. Having said that, if you watch my last video, I did mention my son's video, Joshua Ayomide. I will put a link to his video in here, because he said, nobody's subscribing, and I said, it's because daddy hid your video. But that's the other thing, he's a youngster, he'll get over it. And one of my friends who's also doing a golf channel, so if you're that way inclined, get on par. You see him comment here as well. So we're just guys of a certain age who's done our thing and carrying on smartly. We enjoy it, we do it, and he gives me a lot of tips. So where did we stop? I have to try the Coke, Diet Coke, that's the one. Well, a result of my ultra scientific experiment here is I can't say that if I had my eyes closed I could definitely tell the difference in taste. However, the Diet Coke seems to leave a longer aftertaste. I think so. Outside of the video, I'll go and read what it has that this one doesn't have, and maybe we can narrow it down. Actually, I said they both have that aspartame stuff. I think that only Diet Coke has it. So maybe it's better to get the whole plant than just a vegetable. never did like my vegetables anyway, so that kind of figures. So going forward, I'll see. I do need to try them as chasers, because I did go somewhere before and asked for a simple rum and coke. Put the thing to my mouth, and the person I was drinking with as well noticed it as well. Yeah, the hell is this? And it turns out that, anyway, boys, if you're watching this, don't say hell. That's grown-up talk. We'll have another video where we decide what our kids, we want our kids to say. You know, some things are not quite curse words, but still a bit uncomfortable and just grown up. But anyway, hell is one of those in my house. So, but yeah, as a chaser, we're not sure, but as I'm aiming to be one of your community servants, bringing you the information you want, I will do a taste test as chasers. But as it's still a work day, you want to wait till after work drinks. It is one of the things I miss about working, you know, regularly, especially if you work in a city. Obviously, if you're out in the suburbs, it could be a different, you know, quiet one at the pub. But especially if you're in somewhere like London, that's, ooh, excuse me, I'll try and edit that out. If I don't, then, you know, I just decided, nah, it's nearly weekend. But if you're in London and you're working regularly in the city, I do miss those spots, and I really hope that enough of them are able to come back as they were. I presume we'll lose some of those, you know, nice little bars. We'll probably lose some of those to becoming, I don't know, charity shops or something. Not to say they aren't great, but you need some little quirky bars around. But for now, we shall head out. So now you're at the bar, you know, you're relaxing a bit. It's a Thursday, so it's not quite your blowout kind of drinks thing. You know, it's one of those where you text the missus or your partner to say, look, I'm gonna be a bit late. So fellas, I'm just letting you know now, keep a 2-hour note, because chances are, although you're only getting out for a quick few because it's work tomorrow, you could easily find yourself at 2 o'clock trying to text the Uber, catch the last train, which already left a half hour ago. And of course, Uber prices are ×5 or some nonsense like that. But anyways, every now and again, you're strict. You're just out for a quick few. That's what it is. Just relax. You know, sometimes you got one of those. So I suspect now that people are going back to work, there's going to be a lot of those, you know, just to help ease your back in, and plus it'll help get over the trauma. So drink responsibly. Don't drink to get drunk. Take it easy. Look for your sipping friend who can nurse a drink for ages. And in my group, that's me. I hold that one. I shall show you. I've been thinking this since Monday. Actually, not really. But Desperado is a nice little bottle. I usually like to start a night with it because, you know, it's if you don't know, it's a mix of beer and tequila. Well, tequila flavored beer. So it's got a kind of bitterish overtone. So it just means you can't drink it too fast. So it's a nice one to you know, I think just get you in the groove. You're chatting, you're holding your beer. Those in my circle claim it gives you the same kind of hangover that a tequila would give you. Doubt it, but you know, and I can nurse that easily for a good few hours because funnily enough, well, I was gonna say I don't mind a beer that gets warm as long as it starts cold, you know, because the taste is there, it follows on. Although I have realized that's one of the things that is changing, that I tend to want my drink to stay cold longer. So I have a bunch of these sorts of these things that keep your drinks cool. I don't know what you call this. Gosh, I got this ages ago on a trip to the States once. I must visit their website, see if they're still around. Not doing any advertising, just, you know, keeps my drinks cold. So, where were we? I am going to shamelessly advertise. It's too much light. There you go. But anyway, it's a Mountain Gate Eclipse. If we're talking rums, I actually prefer the Old Brigand, which is also Bajan. Try all the Bajan rums, decide on your own. Mount Gate Extra Old, easily drinkable and sippable without a chaser. Now that's a Saturday drink. That's at home. You know, Friday, you want something, just start the buzz going. And I'm sure in most places, you know, you pour some down to those people who can't be with us, but to dearly departed. Maybe that'll be the new tradition. So it's good to have a quick taste of whatever you're gonna drink. Just because I'm going to first try it out with, actually, we'll get creative and try it with the Diet Coke. It's not too bad, but I suspect that probably what makes a good mix, especially with the rum, is probably the way it plays with the sugar in the drink. Because I guess because it's made from cane sugar, I don't know, maybe it's the best of both worlds. Yeah, I think it definitely helps to have had a sip of the straight drink first. But this isn't really meant to be a drinking vlog, but that's just the way it happens. So I think what I might do is upload this on Friday, so that way nobody needs to feel guilty. And in case anybody from my workplace is watching this, I should tag the time in here to say that it's well past 7 o'clock now. So it's okay. And while I'm sipping that, it's I must admit, it's taking me back to the days when the whole world was open and such like. And I know it seems like if you're watching this, I'm filming this in May of 2021. So if you're watching this anytime in the next couple of months, I think you're with me. And in the UK at least, hoping that we can do this opening that our Prime Minister has been talking about. We've been doing a 5 week open a little bit, 5 week open a little bit, 5 week open a little bit. And the idea is that within those times, you'll see if, you know, it's not happening. And the last few easing ups have been okay, but this last one, I think we're talking about, and I don't like to repeat the names of because they name these variants of COVID from where they first emerged or where they first noticed. But I just feel uncomfortable with that one. But the alternative is saying things like, oh, strain X point AB5691 is now causing havoc. so there is one of the strains that they've decided first originated in India, or first was identified in India, is spreading faster and stronger than all the strains that we've noticed first. So that may delay coming out. Of course, as I say this, all over the world, there's still a lot of places that haven't even received their first complement of vaccines. And the good thing is that the travel industry is fairly big. Lots of countries make a lot of money from the travel industry, and they want people to travel. So to allow that, all the parties that be have to come together and ensure that all of the countries that will be traveling, you know, are well stocked. So that's happening, and that's some cause for optimism. But for those people who are worried that the world is going to go back into you know, how it was with the lockdowns and everything, or at least your world, try not to worry about it too much. I'm going to do something that I don't normally do, is quote one of these inspirational things, but I heard this one and it kind of stuck with me. It says, today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. Now, obviously, if you feel like today is just a lot more horrible than yesterday, that's not going to help you. But I think if you are worried about today, and not just one day, a few days, and you're saying to yourself, okay, maybe it's not so bad, that's the thing to concentrate on. Now, as I said before, I am a bit of a sipper, so I'm going to have to do some editing here and say that I'm gonna. So I've actually switched now, and now I'm trying the rum with the Coke Zero. I haven't actually sipped yet, but I was laughing because when I turned around, because I wasn't meant to put so much in the glass, but I realized I have these two tasting glasses because I obviously clearly thought at some point in time I'm gonna have some kind of tastings, but I'll just show you. They say thank you, a dear friend of the family called Savitri. So if you're watching, your glasses are still going to good use. We'll see what we think of this bad boy. Oh yeah, this is the no-no. So Diet Coke is going to be the one we use in our house. It's all about the vegetable extracts. I think I pronounced that wrong before, but yeah. Oh, you might ask yourself, why am I still drinking it? But my dear mom used to do that whole starving kids in Somalia too. Oh my gosh. See, now I don't know if I'm going to edit that out because it's a thing that your parents said, but I'm trying to, be that change that I want to see. So I think to stay true to what my memories are, or what my dear mom used to say, and keep on the reason of why I'm still sipping through this. I will also mention that please watch some videos on modern Somalia. After all of the issues they've had, they do have cities just like all of ours, and a good political systems. It's not perfect, obviously. They're still growing countries, just like a lot of countries in Africa. And I'm gonna have to do a whole thing on Somalia sometime. But let's say there's starving kids out there who want some drink. Yeah, I think you can tell we've turned the corner with this video. So before I say anything else that I will need to erase and otherwise explain, I will simply say, I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having lots more reasons to smile than not. Try not to worry about things too much. Do not go drinking if you're feeling down. I think that would be one advice I will give. You go out after work drinks. When you're feeling good, maybe just a little tired, deflated maybe. But if you're feeling down, sad even, depressed, don't go drinking. Well, maybe grab a Coke or a Diet Coke from your fridge or from your place down the road. Good to go for a walk. Anyways, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think. Try the different Cokes out, or different drinks, different chasers. Coke isn't the only one, because I generally don't chase with Coke after 7 o'clock. I have a strict limit, unless it's a carnival trip. Okay, take care, and I will see you soon. Like, subscribe, and come join me again.